What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. JD here with yet another episode of the Weekly Kickback. You know what time it is. This is a series I started a few weeks ago where I just basically go through the previous week, talk about all the sneakers that released. We'll get into some upcoming sneaker news and also get you ready for the upcoming week, all of the hottest sneakers that we'll be releasing. To my longtime viewers, I'm sorry there wasn't an episode last week. I was traveling. I was in Italy, had an amazing time, a lot of sightseeing. Ate the best pasta I ever had in my life, and I also got to watch Italy win the Euro Cup with thousands of other Italians. It wasn't planned, completely coincidental. That was a pretty dope experience, and yeah, had a great time, feeling relaxed. Now let's get into some sneakers. Before we begin the episode, just wanted to quickly shout out to my podcast, that is the Kickback Podcast. We just dropped our episode of the top 5 best sneakers of the year so far. And if you guys haven't already heard the podcast, man, I know I'm a little biased, but this is some pretty high quality sneaker content. You got myself as one of the hosts, and of course, my co-host is Fabian Gorsla. He is the sneaker editor over at High Snobiety, which is one of the biggest sneaker publications out there. So you're getting some pretty solid content, and it's just chill vibes, man. So make sure you guys check out the podcast, subscribe to it on Spotify and Apple Music. I would really appreciate it. It looks like I didn't really miss a whole lot. It's been a pretty quiet period for sneaker releases, at least for 2021. It feels like every single week we have one collab or the other dropping. But it's been a pretty quiet week. We saw the release of the Jordan 1 High Electro Orange colorway. This colorway was supposed to be the shattered backboard black toe, which never happened. Unfortunately, we ended up with this colorway, which, let's be honest, we're not feeling. It's reflected in the resale prices. And yeah, you can tell why. It's because of that white back panel. They had to make that orange. Why didn't they make that orange? This colorway would look 100 times better. But yeah, I did ended up passing on it. A little bit of a weird release in Europe because a few stores ended up getting it on the 17th. It was supposed to release on the Sneakers app. It didn't. Also, a couple of other dunks to talk about. The Dunk High SB Reverse Iowa also released this week. A lot of skate shops released them in the last couple of weeks. And what I've noticed with this release was there wasn't too many raffles for the shoe. Most of the skate shops, at least in Europe, most of the skate shops ended up just doing a first come, first serve for these, which is pretty cool. I wish more stores did that because, you know, like with skate shop raffles, you pretty much have no chance of copying. I visited Civilist this week here in Berlin, and when I went to the shop, I literally saw this pair just sitting there. Anyone was able to copy it. They didn't even announce that this was a first come, first serve. The shoes were just sitting on the shelf. The reason I did go to Civilist was to cop this other pair, which also released this week, the Nike Dunk Low SB in this plum colorway. This was the third colorway that was ACG inspired that has released over the last couple of years. We saw originally that purple pair, then there was this Celadon pair which released earlier in the year, and now we get this plum. Very nice shade of purple here on this shoe, and if you are a fan of Nike ACG, you are definitely all over this pair. I didn't actually review it on the channel. I actually already sold my pair, and I'm sorry guys, I don't actually review every single sneaker that I cop. First of all, because, well, I just simply don't have the time, and second of all, because I want to make sure that the sneakers I review on this channel are the sneakers I'm truly excited about, and this was a pair that I just wasn't that excited about, so I didn't do a review. But don't worry guys, lots of reviews coming on the way, especially if you are a New Balance fan. This upcoming week, there's gonna be plenty of New Balance videos on the channel. Let's get into some sneaker news. A lot of crazy news dropping this week, especially if you are a fan of Nike Air Max 1's. We saw this picture leak of a potential Patta collab on the Air Max 1, and what a colorway that is. Very reminiscent, of course, of the Air Max 1 Curries, but this one features this pretty cool wave pattern. One of my followers actually DM'd me a bunch of pics. He had actually received this pair in hand. He took a bunch of pictures of the shoe, and I'll put them up here. As you can see, lots of really nice details on the shoe, a beautiful colorway. You also get like what looks like some kind of keychain with the shoe. I love this colorway on any type of sneaker, even Air Max 1's. I'm not the biggest Air Max 1 guy, but this one though, this one is just one of the nicest Air Max 1's I've seen drop over the last couple of years. And speaking of Air Max 1's, we had none other than the king of hype himself, Travis Scott. He walked out of the Hermes store holding this massive, absolutely massive Hermes bag. But what everyone was also talking about were the shoes he was wearing. It looks like there is this yellow colorway coming up of the Air Max 1 Travis Scott. And now we got some heavy rumors that this sneaker will drop around the holiday season this year. Not only this pair, there have been a few other colorways released. Next year is actually the 25th anniversary of the Air Max 1. So I'm willing to bet that next year is going to be the year of the Air Max 1. We're probably going to see a lot of pretty hyped collabs dropping on that model. Also, speaking of Travis Scott, we have an official release date. We also have official pictures of the Travis Scott collab with Fragment on the Jordan 1. I've been kind of hating on the shoe since day one. I will say, however, after seeing a lot of these official pics, I'm not so mad at the shoe anymore. It's definitely not a must cop for me, but it's starting to look a little bit better. I still don't see what the point is of combining Fragment and Travis Scott. It feels like a sneaker just created for the purpose of hype. But you can bet this sneaker right here, probably the most hyped sneaker to drop this year, will probably have insane resale prices. Also, we've seen a lot more pictures drop of the Offwhite Jordan 2, and now there is a rumored release date that these might be dropping on the 23rd of September, which is supposedly MJ Day. Now with this shoe, the more and more pictures I see of this shoe, the less and less I like it. Like for me, man, they look like some church shoes. Never was a fan of the Jordan 2 and even less of a fan of the Jordan 2 lows. Let me know down in the comments if any of you guys are actually hyped to get these Jordan 2s. Also, a rumored triple black colorway of the Adidas Forum Low, another collab with Bad Bunny, seems to be on the way. And honestly guys, this pair looks super hard. These Bad Bunny collabs in Latin America, the resale prices are absolutely insane on them. And this triple black pair, probably the most wearable collab to drop so far. You can bet these are going to be extremely hard to cop. Also, more colorways of the Sakai Blazer Low have leaked. There is this brown pair as well as a black pair. It's been a little bit surprising to me how those first two colorways pretty much flopped, and they were even sitting in some stores. Pretty underhyped release. I like that pair quite a bit. You can check out my review if you haven't already seen it, especially if you're able to get it for retail or around retail. I think they're pretty nice shoes. Both of these colorways look like they will be releasing around September, much more of a fall colorway, so look out for these two. And finally, let's end off this new segment by talking about Stockx. Stockx just unveiled their brand new quote-unquote seller program. They basically changed the rates for sellers and created this new incentive model. And let me be honest guys, I'm not too happy about this. So I am currently a level 4 seller on Stockx, and that is pretty much the highest level possible. And the rate that I pay right now on every sale is 8%. According to this new model, that rate is going to be pushed up to 8.5. And in order to earn that same rate I used to earn before, I now have to sell 250 pairs of shoes in 3 months. And I don't know about you guys, but who the hell is selling that many pairs of shoes? Maybe unless you're Benjamin Kicks or you own some kind of reselling store. So to me, this is nothing more than a way of Stockx trying to make more money. Of course, they're facing a lot more competition now, especially from eBay. We've also seen SneakerCon get in the game, and also here in Europe, it feels like Restocks as well as Collect is taking a lot of the market share away from Stockx. What I found funny about this was the email, the way Stockx worded this new program. I'm just gonna read the email for you. This program gives our frequent sellers the opportunity to earn even lower, and it's capitalized, lower selling fees when selling on Stockx. Listen, Stockx, if you guys are watching, clearly you guys are unable to do simple math. I don't see how 8.5% is lower than 8%. And you're giving me the opportunity to earn even lower fees? And by that, you mean I need to sell 250 pairs of shoes just to earn the same fee I was already earning before? Wow, I'm so grateful for the opportunity. There has been a bit of a slowdown in the sneaker resale market. We've seen a lot of prices drop, which means lower fees for Stockx. So it just feels to me like this is Stockx's way of trying to get more of that money and keep it for themselves. I'm not a huge fan of it, but thankfully there's plenty of other reselling platforms out there. But enough about my rant. Let's get into the upcoming week. What are the hottest sneakers dropping this week? On July the 21st, the United States, you guys are gonna be seeing this pair right here. And yeah, you can see LeBron's face there. Let me just quickly open this up. The United States will be seeing the release of the iconic LeBron 8 South Beach. Basketball fans know this is one of the most iconic basketball sneakers of all time. Before this pair retro, the original pair, the resale prices were well into the thousands, over 2,000 in some sizes. We did get them early here in Europe, and let me tell you, in hand, the quality on this pair is just amazing. The colorway on this pair, of course, beautiful, and it's just iconic. It reminds you of way back in the day when LeBron went on TV.
And this fall, I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
On July the 22nd, lots of dunks dropping on this day. In Europe as well as the US, we will be seeing two super clean colorways. The first is this purple pulse colorway, and the second is called the yellow strike. The materials on this seem pretty nice. They seem a lot better than your GR Nike Dunks. That yellow pair in particular, very similar to that lemon strike pair that dropped earlier in the year. And that purple pulse pair, try saying that 5 times, purple pulse pair. That's very nice as well. It reminds me of that plum colorway that dropped last year. The dunk hype has died down quite a bit, so the resale prices on this are probably not going to be too high. So if you haven't copped a pair of dunks yet this year, you might want to get one of these. On July the 23rd, this is the sneaker I am most excited about this week. We will be seeing a global release of this Orale New Balance 550, and in my opinion, this is the cleanest pair of 550s to release so far. I even find them a lot cleaner than any of those Aimé Leon Dore colorways. It's got this like light pistachio and cream color. Super nice. The Japanese release was last week. July the 23rd, some sneaker retailers are gonna be receiving this pair. Best believe I'm gonna be trying to cop these. Also on July the 23rd, we're gonna be seeing the beginning of Olympic week over at Nike, starting off with 3 different colorways of this new Off-White and Nike model. This is the Air Zoom Tempo Next. These are being released to mark the beginning of the Tokyo Olympics. And later next week, as part of this Olympic week, we're also gonna see an undercover collab on the Nike Dunk High, and also a collab with Ambush. We will be seeing the 4th colorway drop of the Ambush Dunks, this time in this Volt green colorway. And damn, that was quite a lot of stuff to get through this week. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the series. And thank you guys as always for stopping by, for messing with the channel, for supporting me. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you next time. Peace.